Velina Mai Kako, welcome to Keep It Aloha, a podcast that keeps it aloha by reminding us that no matter where we go, we never forget where we're from. I'm your host Kamaka, and our guest today represents Hawaii, his community, and his awesome last name. But before we introduce him, I gotta tell you about this week's giveaway running all month long. If you didn't know already, here on the Keep It Aloha podcast, we give away $500 or more in prizes every single week all of 2026. This month's giveaway is provided by Aloha Card Shop, Aloha Pacific Credit Union, Hawaiian Airlines, and us. This giveaway is valued over $10,000, guys. To enter, all you have to do is head to our Instagram and find the giveaway post. The full details will be in the description. I'll be pulling the winners on Wednesday, June 3rd and announcing them on Instagram Live. For an extra 10 entries, email Nicole at keepitaloha.com the secret word/phrase from this episode, as well as your favorite UFC fighter. And as always, the prizes and entry instructions can change every week, so make sure you're following us and listening to the full episodes so you never miss a chance to win. Good luck and enjoy this episode. All right, let's introduce our guest. Before we continue with this episode, I gotta show love to our friends at Hawaiian Airlines because right now they're running their biggest credit card giveaway ever. And this one is actually crazy. All 2026 long, if you're using the Hawaiian Airlines World Elite MasterCard, every single swipe counts as an entry into their sweepstakes. Just like us this year on the pod, they're going big. Every single week, 7 people will win 100,000 Atmos reward points. And every month, 1 person wins 1,000,000 points. That's 44 million points given out this year. Imagine how many places you could go with that many points. So the more you use your card, the more chances you get to win. And if you're a resident residing here in Hawaii, it gets even better. You'll earn 50% bonus points on all purchases, up to 5,000 bonus points during the promotional period. Winners get contacted directly, so if you see something from Martin Kane, don't skip over it. That could be your points right there. Restrictions apply, no purchase required. See rules. Ends December 31st, 2026 at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time. If you want to learn more or enter, check out hawaiianairlines.com/greatpointsgiveaway. Good luck. Our guest today is a professional mixed martial artist from the island of Oahu. In high school, he won the HHSAA State Championship after claiming gold in OIA Conference Finals. As a professional, he holds a record of 18 wins, made his UFC debut in 2020 on short notice, earned a Fight of the Night bonus in his very first appearance, and has built his name through grit, durability, and nonstop pressure. Since then, he's fought across major promotions like Bellator and the PFL, stacking wins and proving he belongs at the highest level before earning his way back to the UFC in 2026 with a huge return victory. Fighting out of Xtreme Couture in Las Vegas, this father and husband represents more than just himself. He represents family, culture, and that fighting spirit rooted in Hawaii. He's not just stepping into the Octagon, he's carrying Aloha with him every time he walks in. I am so stoked to talk stories with him today. He is Kai Kamaka, aka the Fighting Hawaiian. Aloha, Kai. Welcome to the Keep It Aloha podcast on the road here in Las Vegas. How you doing?
Aloha. Great. Yeah, it's grateful to be talking to you. Finally getting the chance, and yeah, it's cool to be talking to you. You know, it means something, and just happy to be able to share.
Yeah, I know. For some reason, I was really excited about this episode. Because your last name is this, like probably one of the best last names we've ever had on our guest lineup here on the Keep It Low podcast.
I mean, it's probably one of the best names. Could be a first name.
Kamaka could be a crazy name. Anyways, we were talking about this before we started recording about how we tried to connect the last couple of years, you know, through Instagram and, you know, if you're ever in Hawaii, if I'm ever over here, and the timing never worked out. And it's crazy that we're here right now. Probably at the best time it could have happened, yeah. Right? It's so cool how that happens.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a few years that we kind of been going back and forth, but I think that's just, God's timing because no better time than right now, especially after, like, the craziness, kind of the dust settled and, you know, prevailed. So it's, like, good time to be sharing the new part of the journey.
Yeah, totally. I mean, I was watching that fight against Dakota Hope right now.
Yeah.
Like, he is dangerous.
Yeah.
Man, I was scared every time he threw a punch, but man, you're tough and you look sharp.
Thank you.
Oh man, so composed too. If that guy was coming at me, I'd be running around. But you was just staying in the pocket, and oh my gosh. So
Honestly,
good.
I feel like when they're doing that, it helps me get it helps. Or obviously you don't want anybody crazy coming at you, and you can't control it. But I feel like, okay, in my head, the craziness gonna stop at some point. At some point, gonna stop.
Like they're gonna gas out.
Yeah, you can gas out or you can slip. You can make some mistakes. So in my head, it's like if I meet fire with fire, but I'm just smarter guy, I'm gonna come out on top. Or if I'm more efficient, eventually I'm gonna start to pick up steam. So that's kind of the way I approached it, especially with the circumstances. We were both. It was our first fight. My first fight back in the UFC. His first fight in general in the UFC. So I had like 4-fight upside on him as far as that, like being familiar with the arena, backstage, the way the whole timing of the UFC. There was a lot more experience I had in that building than him. So I knew I had that on him, and then just fight experience in general. So I was using that as, like all the way through. And luckily I had that in my back pocket.
Yeah, I mean, when you're watching fights, because I'm a big UFC fan, sports in general, but I try to watch almost every single card. I knew, because when I heard that you were on the card, I was like, oh, we're planning a Vegas trip. Yeah. So I'm like, please win, please win, because then this is going to be so awesome, and, we can talk about it and in a positive light.
Well, trust me, yeah. After all that craziness, that fight day was probably the most nervous I was.
Really?
Yeah, because the emotion, the stress that it took on me and my family. Like, if we go through all that and we don't win the first one back, I mean, it's like this is all that this is that's the most important part. Yeah. So as much as I try to stay as calm and composed and experienced, like the morning time was the most stressful. Once I got there, everything kind of settled, and the familiarity with the place, the warm up, and going to fight soon. First, in general, was gonna that all helped. But that morning, I was like, man, it was feeling, or the week felt too good because the high of it finally got the call back. And then my wife's birthday was that day.
Yeah, I remember.
So we did toast to her at the weigh-in meal. So it's feeling good, but in my head, I'm like, this is beautiful. This is all beautiful, but it does not mean anything unless we win at 2:00 tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you did it. Congrats to you and your team.
Thank you.
I know we have an exciting announcement, but you guys got to keep watching to hear it.
Yeah.
It might come out before this episode airs, but if not, you might learn about it here. We'll talk about other stuff, but I want to get into your whole life story. Start from the beginning, see how you got to where you're at. So I want to start, where you from, where you grad, and what was it like growing up?
Well, I always say, when somebody asks out of town or from someplace and they ask me where you're from, I usually just say I went to Kamehameha schools, because a lot of us that went to Kamehameha schools, we don't really grow up where we're from, because we're leaving home super early and we're getting home after dark. So it's you grow up on the hill, and then you go early, you get home late. So
you were a lifer?
I wasn't a lifer, but from the those stages where you're kind of growing up, getting to become a young adult is those are 7th grade on, So it's I went to Kamehameha. So a lot of the time of growing up, I'm not in the streets of where I'm we were living Eva Beach, Kapolei during the time of middle school, high school. So yeah, but in MMA, as far as MMA, I was kind of born into it. My family was in the early 90s. They already were in the early stages of MMA in general. So we grew up with the sport. We grew up with the sport in Hawaii, which Hawaii has a big significance in MMA in general. So I kind of grew up with it, and then played football, wrestled in high school. All the way up. And then in high school, I just stopped playing football at 10th grade and then only focused on wrestling. Because I kind of knew, I always knew I was gonna fight. And then in wrestling, I wrestled all the way to college, turned pro right after, and I dealt with major shoulder surgeries. So that kind of hiccuped early MMA career. I'd fight a couple fights, then have a surgery. Fight a couple fights, have then another surgery. Then I had eye surgery right after. So gosh. Everything kind of fell into place. After a few years after college. And then I got to the UFC kind of fast, and like my development wasn't there yet. As far as like, that's why I ended up having this process of getting back. But yeah, it was always like wrestling, football was kind of like our rotation. Wrestling, football, and then I would go kickboxing, boxing. So it was kind of like I was always around MMA or the gym, growing up from when I was a small kid, and then then this, the journey of I turned pro after, make it to Bellator, UFC, then I go back to Bellator, PFL, then I test for agency, and then now we're finally back in the UFC as of April 4th. Was my wife's birthday. But along that journey, I 5 kids, and they learning this life, but they don't know nothing else. They're homeschooled. My wife been with me since I was 14 years old. We're both from Kamaka. So yeah, just lucky that we're here now talking about what's to come.
Yeah, I mean, along that whole journey, it's nice that you have a very good support system, and like you've been with your wife the whole time. Your kids have been around the last 9 years, I think is the oldest. So you guys kind of get to experience together, and that also helps you stay grounded, huh? Because I don't know how long you've been in Vegas. I'm sure we'll get into it, but being away from home but still having home with you, that's a great feeling.
Yeah, having that family aspect with my wife and somebody who I've been with since 14, like I grew up with her.
Yeah.
And then my daughter grew up like she was born in Nebraska right after college, and then just grew up watching her dad chase MMA through different stages of a career. So you get 9 years of that, but at the same time, I was struggling the last year because I was like, man, like she gonna be 10, she gonna be hit double digits pretty soon. Like, do I want to waste their youth on my dreams? Because I feel youthful still. That's what, you know what I mean? Like, it was like I don't want to waste their youth putting all my effort into like me feeling youthful still yet. So it was something that I was battling with. But then I asked my two oldest, I was like, you guys want daddy to still keep fighting? Because at that time, when you're a free agent, it's not worth it, like financially. So I had to make sure, like, do you want me to still fight, or is there anything you guys want to focus on right now? Because I love fighting and I love MMA. It's the only thing that I feel like I understand the most. But at the same time, I don't want to waste my kids' early years. So if they want me to do it, I want to be able to make sure that I got to be able to make sure I make it useful time, meaning they're gonna learn as much lessons as they can by watching me, and in some way or form.
And then they were just like, no, don't stop, Dad.
She was like, we want you to keep fighting. We want you to keep fighting. And I was like, and that it came like that was like a reality check, because I didn't want. Then it was like, okay, I cannot quit now, or I cannot change the path now, because at 9 years old, I just remember those years. Like what you see, that's the most important thing. So I was like, if I stop now, that'll kind of mess up them mentally. Like when it's time to quit something, when something gets tough, it'll be so much more easier for them to quit, to try, or give up. Yeah. And I was like, man, I cannot, not right now. That was my thing, is like, because it's going to be so much easier for them to quit. And I remember my mom, she would always say that. She's like, once you quit once, the next time is easier. And then, so that was one thing that was stuck with me during that time. Wow. It was like, if they see it once, the next time gonna be easier for them. Yeah.
Well, I mean, you're giving them a good example of not quitting, and like you said, after your post-fight interview, your journey hasn't been linear, right? Yeah. And that's a lot of people in life, right? Yeah. Lots of fighters. Some fighters, they start really late. Some fighters, they're young, and then they develop over the years. And everybody got a different path.
And I started really young, so. Like that's one lesson I show a lot of people, is that even though you started out at a very young age, that doesn't mean your development process not gonna hit to way later, because just because you started super early doesn't mean you're not gonna go through bumps in the road way later. You know what I mean? So development takes time, and that it's hard to understand when you never go through it. That's why I pay attention to a lot of like quarterbacks that get drafted. Because, I mean, you look at Sam Darnold. It's just development. Development. You know, there's things that people got to go through, and it hits when it hits. You know, so
also having the right people and maybe not being drafted by the Jets.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of factors, right? And I feel like that was maybe the case with me. Like, I got to the UFC at 25 years old, 7-2. Might have, for somebody else, might not have been too fast. But for me, when I look back, I was like, man, there was a lot of things that I wasn't aware of at that time, and I feel now at 31 years old that I got there too fast in my development. But going through that then helped me get back, because then I had that taste of what it is to be in that place. You know, it helped me to get that last win. Cause,
no, you could tell. You know, I think even the commentators say, like, you can tell the fight experience is coming, especially when it gets to the later rounds, right? Yeah.
So I mean, when I look back, I'm like, man, I got there pretty fast. Why? Because the way my mentality was going into those type of fights back then, I was just so much more unaware of everything.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited to dive more into that, your current, I guess, journey right now. But after graduating high school, you ended up going to college. And so you went to college in Nebraska? Yeah,
I wrestled at a small NAIA in Nebraska. My daughter was born in Nebraska too, right after I graduated. But I wrestled at like 133, and then I started slowly moving up because I was getting like major shoulder injuries. So that kind of hiccuped my start to my MMA career because of the injuries I sustained in college, just from like being immature and like weight cutting. You know, in college, I guess back then, I'm not sure how it is now. I'm sure we're at a different spot now as far as like weight cutting. But, you know, it's always about like cutting the most amount of weight, but competing at the highest level is like the most backwards thing, especially making weight on a weekly basis. But even like college wrestling, you're making it like twice in a week. And then like Wednesday and then Saturday, or Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. So it was rough. I dealt with plenty of injuries because once you start being weak, you start being lazy, and then you start hanging on to certain positions longer, and then my shoulders just got messed up. So it became college wrestling became miserable after a while. You start to hate it.
Dang. So you were there all 4 years. You got your bachelor's degree as well, right?
I graduated in like three and a half years, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what did you study?
It was human performance, fitness, and sports marketing management.
Oh wow, it's a great thing to major in.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean, I feel like my mind where it was, like, I didn't learn that much.
You were just thinking of the actual playing the
yeah,
sports.
Well, I mean, I just feel like it was like sports marketing management. I feel like it probably didn't prepare me enough. Like there were a lot of the stuff that I did learn, I was kind of aware of already, where I didn't learn anything like out of this world new in that line. Maybe I just wasn't paying attention that much, but somehow we got through it.
Yeah. Going back a little bit, how was your time at Kamehameha schools?
That's something I wanted to share. Is like, because when I talk to like kids that go there now, and then like I get relatives that go in, it's like it was good, but I feel like I never make it as valuable as it could have been. You know, I probably had like a typical experience where, I mean, typical high school, middle school experience where you're just going through the process, right? And you're not putting value on the opportunities that you have or the resources that you have. So I just feel like it's more useful now, because I try to tell kids that go there, it's like, man, make the most of it. It's a short amount of time. When you think about that in high school, right? And then they're telling you that, like, your elders are telling you that, it's like, it's only 4 years. Yeah. And you're thinking, shut the hell up. This is the longest 4 years, and it goes by so fast. Yeah. And then when you go to college, you're thinking that's gonna be long. That thing is even shorter. So I mean, my time at Kamaka was good. I just feel like I should have used it. I should have used the resources a lot more, especially cultural wise, even academic wise. You know, that's one thing that I wish I was I just used it a lot better, the time a lot better.
Yeah, totally. I mean, I think us in our age, we're basically the same age. We all feel that, and we don't realize that until later.
Yeah.
I talk about it all the time. Like, I went to Hawaiian immersion school, and we had all the cultural resources, language, everything, and I didn't care about any of that. I would lip sync when we had to Oli. I would try to break dance when we had to hula, and I like the Western stuff, you know. I wanted to go home and play video games and sports.
Yeah, I mean
That's all I wanted to do. I saw BJ Penn growing up, and I was like, that's the only like big name person from Hilo. So I was like, I want to be an athlete like BJ.
Yeah, I mean that's exactly what it was. I was just there to, in my head, I was like, just be with my friends, wrestle, be the best wrestler that I can while I'm here. Be a Hawaiian, you know, and represent Kamaka, like in athletics.
Yeah.
You know, and you trying to go through the process as smooth as possible. But yeah, I never used it as valuable as I could have.
Yeah, totally. And we say this as to the younger generation, like, yeah, make sure you learn this, you pay attention, you appreciate it. But most of them probably not going to listen, just like we never listen to the people telling us that.
Yeah.
So it's just a process that I think everybody has to go through. And
You just got to.
But maybe if we affect like a couple students and maybe they do listen, then that's a victory.
Yeah, that's all. Yeah. That's all I like do is just help somebody out.
Yeah, totally. So you were fighting, and you're actually related to one of our past podcast guests way a long time ago, Ray.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ray Cooper. So you guys, your families basically grew up together, like fighting.
Yep. So his mom and my dad is brother sister.
Okay, so you guys are first cousins.
Yeah, we're first cousins, and me and him is like super close. I was just about to mention him because going back to the Kamehameha Schools experience, he's in this wave now where he is like trying to deep dive into the cultural side, so Hawaiian language. Yeah. So he's always like, "Did you guys learn this? Did you learn this? Did you learn this?" And then I'm like, I made it to probably Hawaiian 3, and I still don't remember anything. That's part of the like stories that I have, that he's on this wave where he's trying to learn things that I've learned before, and then I can't even help him out.
Yeah. I mean, besides the language, just because I speak it at home with my dad, like all the history and all the other things, maybe more technical grammar stuff. Like when people ask me stuff, I'm like, I don't know. They tell me the story of like Umiali Loa, or like I recognize the names, but I wasn't interested in that. Like I probably learned it, but I don't remember anything.
Yeah.
So I'm totally the same way with you. Yeah. So growing up, you guys were fighting. Shout out to Ray. He just won his.
He just
fight
won,
too,
in Dominican Republic.
That was a crazy. I didn't know that was a card happening, and they had some big name people.
Some big name people. Yeah. I actually left like 2 days after my fight, flew right to Dominican Republic.
I saw you was there. Oh, that was awesome. And is that like a one-time thing, or that's like a?
That's a tournament.
Oh, it's a tournament.
Yeah.
How do the tournaments work? Cause is it like sanctioned to like fight so soon? That's why.
I think there's only regulations on how much rounds they can fight in a day. Oh, okay. So like, cause when he was with the PFL, like they could fight 2 times, but the first fight was only 2 rounds. Then the second fight was three rounds. So I think there's a cap on how much rounds.
Yeah, and then that's when he won like the whole tournament a while ago. Yeah, and then this one
I'm not sure the regulation because one, it's bare knuckle.
It's in where was that?
Dominican Republic.
They probably got no rule.
Yeah, I mean and then the return time, I'm not too sure on like if there's a return time.
Okay, did he fight again after that?
No.
It was just one and done.
So I think half the bracket fights this weekend in Miami.
Oh, okay.
And then so they're kind of waiting for that to settle. Then they're gonna schedule the next card after that.
Okay. I don't remember much of our conversation because it was from with Ray because it was years ago. But was he trying to go UFC too?
Yeah, I mean, as a young kid, that's always in the back of
your head. It's like making it to the NFL.
Yeah,
you want to play in the Canadian League.
Yeah, it's all like NFL. Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what you know.
Mm-hmm.
So if you ever get that opportunity, of course you're gonna want to take it.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, maybe you don't have to speak for him. But is his journey kind of like yours, where he's trying to make it over there?
Yeah. He would definitely love that opportunity.
Okay, well, man, I hope it happens. Anytime any local person is fighting, man, we get so excited.
Man, I get excited anytime like any local athlete makes it makes it big.
Yeah. Just like, my cousins in the NFL, Tua, Marcus Mariota. You probably know my cousin Max Holloway too. Yeah. Me and him, we real close.
I always had like this thing when I went to Kamehameha during those years, because like Marcus and Manti was already big figures already. In my head, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna be like that for Kamehameha. Like I'm gonna be like the biggest athletic name to come out of Kamehameha, as far as like the big three in the ILH.
There's some tough competition because even like Zeke, the surfer, you got Kamu, Gouget Hill, who was in the NFL. I don't know if he still is. And
they're 1 year above me.
Yeah, they're little.
So we're good friends
and
in high school.
So many. No, DeForest Buckner, not from Puno.
No, he's Puno,
other one. And like a lot of other athletes and musicians. So Kamehameha breeds a lot of solid people. But okay, so you went to Kamehameha, went to Nebraska, graduated, and from that point, where did you go?
So from that point, me and my wife were teetering, like, if we move in the States already, because our daughter was born in Nebraska, like, should we move to Vegas already so we can, like, kind of sustain a life with chasing, like, the MMA dream? But then my dad, he wanted us to come home since his first granddaughter was born. So we did that, and then I went back home. Then I started to have, like, surgeries on my shoulders. So that's when, like, I had, like, breaks in my career, or, like, I'd fight, or I'd be preparing for fights, and my shoulders would pop out, like, bad. And then I took a couple fights like that. And then it was, like, to where my shoulder was out in the fight, and I kept fighting. And I lost close fights to where it's like, man, I cannot keep doing this anymore. Because even it won't only happen at the end of training camp. Because, when you start cutting weight, everything starts to get a little bit more skinny. And then, so I would think, nah, I'm good. I kind of maintained it all the way. And then, like, 3 weeks out, like, my shoulder would just keep popping out. But I'm like, it's too late. I can't pull out. And then, so I went through that stint. And then from there, I started to pick up steam. I'd win, like, 3 fights. Then I get another shoulder surgery. And then found my way to the UFC in 2020 during COVID. So and then I kind of moved here in hopes that something would happen, obviously, with COVID. And then it did pretty quick. I actually cornered Joaquin Buckley in his fight against Kevin Holland.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, because he was here.
I think I saw you because I watched it.
Yeah, he was here.
I've never seen you.
I only cornered him because his coaches tested positive for COVID.
Oh.
So, but we both fought the previous weekend in South Dakota. So we kind of knew each other, and with the same manager. So I cornered him, and then I went home, and then, like, 2 days later, I got the call for the UFC the next weekend. That was DC versus Stipe 3.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and then we got the fight of the night. So
dang, that's awesome.
Yeah.
What an accomplishment, especially, like, in your debut.
Yeah.
How many shoulder surgeries have you had?
I had 2, but then, like, one side was, like, major. Like, it's called a ladder J procedure, where they gotta take bone and attach it to your shoulder so that it can kind of make more of a cuff and stop, like, the shoulder from, like, slugging out.
So what, your rotator cuff was gone?
It was like my labrum was completely torn to where, like, every time it popped out or, like, dislocated, it would, like, shave more bone off.
Oh, okay.
Just from, like, keep popping out.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Because I had shoulder surgery a year and a half ago, but so my rotator cuff is kind of opposite of yours. I had a torn labrum and rotator cuff, but I had bone spurs, and that bone spurs, so that's probably what you had to, was cutting into my rotator cuff. Yeah. And it was, like, barely hanging on.
So I had a big scar right here.
Yeah.
And then this side was, like, orthoscopic. But the process took forever just because of that shoulder surgery.
Yeah, dang. And then you said you had eye surgery?
I had eye surgery.
What was that from?
That was just from, like, bad vision. So I had, like, so I was fighting with, like, contacts on, like, early career, and then finally got the PRK eye surgery, and then that made, like, life way better.
You're like, wow, I can actually see people punching me.
Well, yeah, and when I woke up in the morning, when you wake up in the morning, you have, like, that first sip of coffee, then, like, everything kind of comes back. That's what it felt like. Like, wow. I can wake up and see right away.
And what year did you have that?
I had that in, like, 2019.
Okay, so right before COVID.
I remember I had like my sling on for my shoulder surgery, and I went to the eye surgery. I was like, I'm gonna bang this out like back to back.
That's what I did with my shoulder and knee.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I had back to back 6 weeks apart.
Yeah, this one was like maybe same week.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, shout out to the people that took care of us.
Yeah.
Or probably the women in our life. Yeah. All right, so you got to the UFC. You had a couple fights over there. I think I don't know what the exact record was, but I think you won, then you lost a couple.
I won, I lost 2, and then I had a majority draw.
Oh, okay.
But that was so the process. Like so
it's like a controversial one. Yeah,
it was a controversial one. But I mean, I think I need all that to happen. Like so, I took a short notice fight, 4 days notice, won fight of the night, and then I went home for my son to be born in October. Then I came back up like a few weeks later to like start training again. And then I took a short notice fight on 7 days notice. Ooh. So like I never really settled in Vegas before so now I'm 1-1 and both short notice. And then I fight in May. I have my first training camp and I fight in May 1st against TJ Brown. I lost like a split decision fight, which I thought I won for like the longest time. And I probably still think I won, but I ended up losing a split decision. And then so it kind of put me in a hole to where like I'm 1-2. And then so I'm sitting like, how long more am I going to be like, am I going to get the last fight of my contract or not?
And then these are things here, guys, like us as just viewers aren't even thinking about of like, man, the pressure, the anxiety of like this, I got to win or I'm out.
Yeah. And then, so I'm kind of like just training, staying ready, staying young. At that time, I'm like 25, 26. So I feel super healthy, like, so making these kind of decisions, like, I'm going to make them like on the fly. Then like somebody drops out. I think it was Doo Ho Choi to fight Danny Chavez on like 2 weeks notice. So I'm like, I'm capable, I'm not hurt, and I'm training hard. So I take the fight. That fight, I kind of fight more reserve because what happened the last fight, like I fought really hard, but I lost a split decision, right? So I'm kind of like in my head, I'm like, okay, how do I approach this much smarter? And then I did. I pretty much win all 3 rounds. But in that fight, like I had like an eye poke. Then there was like a questionable like low blow. So then I lose a majority draw, which is so the scorecards were 30-27, 29-28, 29-28, which I win on all 3. Mm-hmm. But then there's a point deduction. So the scorecard is 29-27, 28-28, 28-28, majority draw. Yeah. So now I'm 1-2-1. And then so from what I hear, like they don't know if they're gonna resign me because the timing of like whatever. And then so I ended up going to Bellator, and then having a good run there. And then they eventually get bought up by the PFL, and then I'm there for that season, which I feel like that's where I think after I left the UFC, all the real growth started to happen. Dealing with the early adversity, and then fighting high level competition, the best competition I can outside the UFC, still growing. And then growing as a man too, like, okay, we're in Vegas, we're getting settled. Now we're kind of getting settled, but now you gotta make up for like what I just kind of screwed up, So I was doing that through Bellator, and then I PFL, but I'm also gaining like good experience. Like I fight Bubba Jenkins, Pedro Carvalho, and then Brendan Loughnane, which is like really prominent names in PFL. Bubba is a prominent wrestler in NCAA, so I got good experience, fighting guys in Bellator and PFL, and then I test for agency so I can get back to the UFC because I'm in Las Vegas. So I want to make it my time worth it, and like the UFC is always the goal in some way. So
yeah, and you were with Xtreme Couture the whole time.
Yeah. Okay. I went home for some time during those years. I think in 22 I went home for like 6 months, and then I came right back. It was just hard being at home. Not because I never liked being at home, but it's like the weekends get extended. Like you start your weekend out, like, because like it's so comforting. Like you start your weekend maybe like sometimes Thursday night. Like, oh, you know, we're gonna go eat here with so and so.
A lot of family obligations.
Yeah, like a lot more family obligations. So it kind of just like you build like bad habits for yourself. So it kind of like for me, I feel like as a professional wasn't working out, and that's just on me.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, yeah, it is your environment too. I mean, like I love Hilo and I love my family there, but every time I go, it's like you always got stuff to do. There's a family dinner here. Go pick up this person, somebody's game, somebody's performance. So it's like I wouldn't be able to get anything done if I lived there.
And it's not that I don't like. It's not like I don't like, but then like something might happen. Like if I should be resting, doing something, then let's go here Sunday night. Like, you know,
we trying to build dreams here. It's just part of the sacrifice.
Yeah,
you know, totally. All right, so you had that journey. Your last fight in the PFL, highlight knockout, beautiful. The guy was kind
tough enough.
Oh,
was
tough
in Las
enough,
Vegas,
sorry, tough enough,
at the Palms.
Tough enough, yeah. Beautiful knockout. The guy was kind of cocky, so I'm happy. Happy that happened. And then was that like the thing that sparked the UFC's interest, or what was your conversations before that? Like you kind of knew like maybe you were getting close.
I mean, the whole time it was kind of like, oh, I'm close. They just kind of need the opportunity, like the timing, the opportunities, you know,
the right matchup,
or somebody gotta fall out, or fights gotta fall off. Is kind of like the rapport we're getting back, but then I lost to Diego Brandao on a split, like a 5-round. The split decision. So like for like a couple months, I obviously couldn't get signed because I was on a loss. And then so that fight came together in January, had a big moment. And obviously the way social media is, the way the sport is, and TV, and it's all about big moments, you know. So I had a big moment, and matchmakers were there. Obviously UFC brass is always gonna be here in Las Vegas at the fight. So you got to be able to create those moments when you can. Yeah.
If you guys didn't see it, the big moment looked like this. I'm his opponent. That's what the big moment was. You guys can go on YouTube and watch it. And then so how long after that? Because it was maybe a month or two apart, right, from that, and then.
So that was January 22nd, and then.
Oh, so it was January 22nd. Yeah. Okay. So I guess 4 months.
Yeah.
It seems. I guess the time just kind of flies.
Because
I'm like, wait, what the heck? I swear he just fought.
Yeah.
Okay, and then so, how long did it take for the UFC to call you and give you that matchup?
They literally called me like that Sunday.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, the Sunday before the fight. So
you had lots of time to prepare. For the UFC debut.
I mean, I was preparing
that Sunday before the
fight.
Yeah.
Well,
I thought you meant after your.
So what we did was we scheduled another tough enough fight in hopes that we would get called earlier, so that I was already preparing for another fight, and then I get called and I get pulled. So and that it all played out. I was preparing for a fight April 24th, and just got sped up like a few weeks. So, but then they called me. They called me Sunday for fight Saturday.
Yeah. Thanks. So what is the anxieties or like the day-to-day life of a fighter, especially like in that vulnerable position of like, this is my one shot, this is my Eminem moment, I need to prove myself so I could, you know, have a career back in the UFC, and like, what's the home conversations like with the coaches? I mean, how do you deal with all that pressure just as an athlete and as a man, as a father, as a husband?
I mean, I'm constantly having conversations with all the people you just mentioned, my coaches, my wife, my manager, and then seeing the look on my kids' faces, like when I'm about to do like a workout they don't even know why. They just think I'm just gotta work out because that's what daddy do. but like, I'm working out, so keeping my weight low. The position that we're in, I gotta keep my weight low because it could be any week, but could be for nothing, you know. So you just gotta do it. And yet I learned. I mean, I already knew this, but you literally doing everything you can for a maybe, you know. And I would like to tell people, like, now, especially now when you prevail, it's like if you just keep going, you know, the odds of it happening is pretty good. Yeah. You just cannot stop. You know, you just timing might not seem ideal, but if you just keep going, it's probably gonna happen.
That's what I tell myself every time I'm ripping Pokemon cards, trying to get the big chase.
I mean,
card.
if you go long enough, it's
you bound to hit something.
Yeah, you bound
right?
to hit something. So
yeah.
that's, I mean, that's hard to it's hard to understand. But if I can tell anybody, it's like, man, if you just keep going.
Totally. With anything.
Yeah, with anything.
I think they said the difference between successful people and people that have no success is the successful people just never stopped.
Yeah.
They just kept going.
Yeah. So they wanted for quit.
Yeah.
They guarantee they wanted for quit.
Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome. So now you're back in the UFC. You're coming off a win. There's some fights coming up in a certain month with a certain week.
Yeah.
Are you able to share with us what's next?
Yeah, I'm excited. My next fight is July 11th against Luke Riley, somebody, an international fight week. So I'm hoping
Huge.
I get more mana with hopefully Conor Max headlining.
Oh, totally. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, because we were talking, and hopefully everything's out by the time this podcast comes out. But I've been seeing, rumors on Instagram, Connor and Max, and then the rest of the potential card. You're gonna be on that card. Hopefully Max is there, and we get to see two Hawaiians represent. But how did that fight with Luke Riley? Because I watched his last fight, and he's like an up-and-coming prospect. I think he's undefeated. He looked really good. I mean, he actually, I think in his fight, he got dropped. Actually, I don't know if you're doing any film. He started off kind of slow.
It started off kind of slow, and he probably wasn't. I honestly, from what I heard, that probably wasn't his best performance. He was the co-main event in England.
Yeah. Okay, I remember watching that.
And came about because Sean Shelby, the matchmaker, asked me, if 2 months was enough time to get back, and I was like, oh yeah, that's perfect. Like I didn't have any time for the past fights that I had to take because they were all like kind of short notice. Didn't know if opponents were gonna fully go through. So having time to prepare for somebody is a blessing this time. So it's perfect time. 8 weeks. 6 weeks would have been way more time than I had for the past how many fights.
Yeah.
And then he said to give him a name, and I gave him Luke Riley, and then waited about a week or so, and it was like, here you go, in an international fight week. So
wow. So how does that happen when you're making a fight? So we know Sean Shelby, and then there's Dana White and
Mick Maynard.
Yeah.
And then Hunter Campbell.
Hunter. So they all get together. They make fights. I see stuff all the time with fighters like calling out this person, and they want this person, and they say, oh, this person, I called them out, but they refuse to fight. And so is most of that true?
I think there's a lot of factors that go with it. Timing, like, are we on the same timeline? Like, which we kind of are. He fought March 21st. I fought April 4th. So we kind of just fought. And it kind of makes it easier for matchmakers to put together when, okay, guys are kind of asking to fight each other. At least we can kind of, I would assume, group them together.
So you think Luke Riley asked for you as well?
I don't think so. I just think that his timeline, he just fought. And if he was healthy, I already asked for him. So.
Yeah. And then I guess you're considered more of a vet.
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah, so they like to put the prospects with the vet. Yeah. When it's a prospect I like, I always cheer for them. When it's a vet that I like, I always cheer. Hey, this guy's all hype. Prove him wrong. It's so funny just as a fan.
It is, right?
Whatever your bias is. But yeah, I mean, I'm really excited for that fight because that's gonna be a good fight.
Yeah.
Because you have the chance to stop the hype train.
Yeah.
And you were in his position, so you know what it's like because you were the young prospect coming up. So I feel like your experience is gonna help you out so much.
I think so. I think I faced a lot of different styles on my journey to kind of fill a lot of gaps and give me real experience. It's like one thing to have experience with just a lot of fights, but like in the experience, like how much different styles did you face? Like. Did you face wrestlers? Did you face strikers?
Yeah.
Did you face jiu-jitsu guys? You kind of want to fill all those gaps on your journey so that when there's times like this or like when you end up facing specialists, you kind of already seen somewhat of their specialty in some way, because then you're just Then when you're preparing for a certain style, you're just kind of tweaking or adding certain things in where it's not like, oh, okay, I only face strikers all the way up, and then now I'm gonna face a wrestler. It's then it's like, yeah, you get experience, but do you have real fight time experience facing a grappler?
So there's always a risk calling out somebody, or choosing like, hey, there's a reason you're doing that because you think you can beat them. Are there any times where it's just like, this guy's a grappler and I'm a stand-up fighter, and like I just want to challenge myself?
Yeah, I mean, that was the case when my first fight in PFL. I'm not sure if I asked for him or what, but then it was Bubba Jenkins. And I'm an NAIA wrestler. He's a D1 national champion. But then I'm like a kickboxer, boxer, wrestler. And then he's a specialist in wrestling. So in my head, like, he might see, oh, I'm only an NAIA wrestler, but MMA is a kind of a totally different game. So I had confidence in my wrestling, in my MMA wrestling, but also I was like, yeah, you're fighting a specialist, so they're not gonna break as easily when you're trying to like knock them off their path of victory. You're gonna have to deal with that path all the way through the end of the fight. Even when they're hurt, he's still gonna try and take you down. It's not like he's gonna try to change the plan. So you kind of gotta stay like locked.
Because they're gonna revert to what they.
Yeah, they're gonna revert.
Most, right?
Exactly. Yeah. So in my head, if I see a specialist, it might change from fight to fight in the way you do it. But like in my head, if I see a specialist, I want to bring out their specialty as fast as I can, because you're trying to make them uncomfortable as fast as you can. Because when that sets in, then anxiety and fatigue will set in faster. If Bubba Jenkins is standing with me, then he's not that nervous. You know what I mean? He's not that stressed. So you're not gonna tap into his cardio if he's not stressed.
Yeah, it's so interesting to learn. I mean, I'm just a fan here, so for me it's really exciting getting to learn the BTS of what goes down. When you're training for a fight, and which is kind of like constantly, right?
Yeah.
You might have some time off, but every day you're training, keeping your body right. What's the day-to-day life with you guys?
Man,
like what time you wake up and go sleep?
So, like, for me, I have 5 kids, so...
Whenever the first one wake up.
Literally. But, if I have training that day, I try to everybody be up, like, 2 hours before my first training. That first hour is literally, like, just, like...
it's chaos.
Warming up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, kind of like the house is warming up. Like, baby's running across the hallway, and then we slowly get down. Everybody change their clothes, get downstairs, but all between like getting them ready, my wife's getting them ready. I'm like stretching out, doing like band work. Then I'll take a rest, help her out a little bit. Then I might foam roll a little bit. Then I might shadow box just to kind of warm up, because that second hour hits, we kind of got to be finishing up, breakfast or whatnot, and then head to the gym. And then from there, that's probably like 10 to 12. Head home. That's when the real work starts, because now they're all fussy, and then we gotta make sure they get lunch, and then we gotta eat, and then I'm probably gonna work out again in the evening, and then from there you gotta put them back all to sleep and do it all again.
Dang. And then, like for you and your wife, like where are the moments where you guys can just like have for yourselves, or is that kind of impossible?
At night when they're all sleeping.
And what time do you usually go to sleep?
We try to get them in the room at like 8:00.
Okay.
That obviously, that doesn't always happen.
Yeah. And then so like when you're trying to go to sleep, you're just like catching up on your phone and watching on TV, like do you guys have time to watch TV or movies?
We watch. Yeah, we don't really watch movies. We just we watch sports. So we watch podcasts. We watch games with names. Julian Edelman's podcast.
Oh yeah.
Busting with the Boys.
Yeah.
So those are podcasts that we like to watch, or fights.
Mm-hmm.
Like she'll watch fights with me.
Oh, nice. So
Yeah.
she's into the sports.
Oh,
too.
she's in all the way.
Basketball, football, baseball.
I mean,
UFC?
we're just football and fighting.
Okay.
Football and fighting.
What's your team?
Dallas.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah.
Cowboy. I remember seeing
Yeah.
the video. You were like guessing the
Yeah.
player names.
Yeah.
That was pretty good.
Yeah. So Dallas fans, but in general, we just like I love football, and I like my dad and my grandpa coached. But then I also like it because you understand free agency a lot more too. Like so that because that's more out there than a lot of other sports, right? Besides like fighting.
Yeah.
And as a free agent who had to test every single like part of the business at this point of the sport, you know, you're more aware of like why certain things happen, why guys sit out,
Yeah.
why guys are like negotiating longer, or things happen faster than others. You get a better understanding. It's not because they don't like play for your team. There's a lot more than that.
Yeah, totally. I mean, it comes down to respect as well, and
Yeah.
like what you feel you're valued at. I mean, for us, I'm just like, sign so I could know if I'm drafting you in the first or second round of the fantasy football draft.
Yeah.
That's for me as a fan. But I know there's so many things that go on behind the scenes. All right, so now that this fight is on the way, and you know, we're hoping for the best outcome, body's healthy, get that W, represent Hawaii. Where do you want to go next? Like, what's the end game?
Man, I want to be a champion in this sport. But I wanna fight on the same card as Max, whether it happens this one or the next, you know. But I want to be able to fight on a card with him. It would kind of be a story in itself because like we grew up on the local scene as young kids, and then he was in the UFC from a very young age. But yeah, so that would be kind of cool. I remember. I feel like I remember when he was just training and not fighting, like kind of like gym hopping. But it would be so cool. I mean, for kids to not like, for young kids in Hawaii right now, I mean, you're getting to witness like a generational superstar, do it at the highest level of the sport, and he's creating. Not only big moments for Hawaii, but big moments in the sport, you know? So it's like, for us, like, you know, when you see, like, these stars, like Roberto Duran, and he's a legend forever, right? And you see people stop him wherever he goes. And those are like, or Chavez, Julio Cesar Chavez, those kind of guys, like I feel like Max has became that for us, you know, and so to be able to fight on a card, on his undercard, or a card with him in general, that'd be huge, you know, because one, not only is I get to see him up close do it and be a part of it, but it kind of shows two different stories in one, you know, like my journey, getting back and being able to fight alongside him. That would be kind of cool.
Yeah.
That'd be a really cool. Big deal
And he's
for me.
coming off of a loss, so it's gonna be a big fight for him as well.
Yeah.
In so many eyes, and especially if it's Conor McGregor, who hasn't fought in years.
And it's a rematch.
And it's a rematch, yeah. So, how does it feel watching like your other friends or someone like Max? Because I'm sure you guys have a certain relationship, whether that's just growing up, training, just talking back and forth. Like seeing somebody lose and like having to because I feel bad and I don't even know them.
Yeah.
Right? Is there just like, what do I say when I text them? Is there like a certain time that I wait before talking to them? Is it a pat on the back?
I mean, it kind of depends. I mean, and especially at the high level. I mean, we've already dealt with it before, so the losing part, but going through the losses is you feel for, especially the professional athletes in all sports.
Yeah.
And then when it's from Hawaii, even more. Well, like I don't want to see like anybody lose bad.
Yeah.
And then I want them to come out safe and uninjured, nothing like really bad happen. And then, but it's it's junk in general because you know how much work it took to even get to that point, you know, and I mean, yeah, it's junk, but it's almost like a brotherhood when you see guys lose, even even though when even though when you don't know them, because nobody like going there and lose. You know what I mean? Like, you think we like work all this way for just mess up? Like that's the funny part with like about professional sports. It's like the regular fan, they think that we just like show up today and just like mess up. Like that's probably not what would happen. You know what I mean? We prepared as hard as we could, and you know, like there's a lot of factors, and then there's game time decisions. Like, you can be as prepared as you want, but game time decisions, you gotta be ahead.
Yeah, I mean, who was it, Tyson, that said everybody got a plan until you get punched in the face?
Yeah, and it might not even be punch in the face,
Yeah.
right? Like, it might be like split second decisions on the process in grappling, or like just you had bad judgment on what punch was next, and then you make the wrong move. Like, nobody like lose.
Yeah.
Nobody like show up like cut all the weight and then okay, today I can just mess up.
Yeah. Nobody's trying to lose on purpose.
Yeah.
So how do you come back from that as a fighter?
I mean, it's tough, but I kind of like, I love being in a gym. I've been in a gym since I was a very young kid, so I feel like that's the easiest way to kind of to get going, is like
Get right back to it.
Get back to working out again. And then once you feel like, okay, I'm healthy, then you start working on things that you know that you messed up on, or like bad habits you knew that you went into there with, and then it showed again. And it's like, man, I put that off so long. I really got to work on it.
Yeah. Dang. So what was like a turning point in your career, of like, whether maybe it was like a time where you were thinking, wow, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life, or a moment you're like, dang, I don't know if I can do this, but like something happened, like that, the catalyst that like set your course for everything?
I think,
was it a certain fight? Was it making it to the UFC?
There's obviously different moments and waves in this career, because there's times where you feel super good after wins, and you feel junk after losses. But I feel like different waves. Like when I beat Bubba Jenkins, right? This guy was like, he was a national champion wrestler who beat David Taylor when David Taylor ended up becoming the Olympic champion. But like, to plenty kids, that's probably their idol. And to overcome something like that, a specialist, that was like a big barrier for me, because one, I wrestled in Hawaii, which is not really respected in wrestling, and then I wrestled in Nebraska. I didn't have a really dominant college wrestling career, dealing with a lot of the injuries at the NAIA level. So it's like, I was confident in I could win, but like coming over that barrier was like a big turning point. I was like, okay, now I belong. You know what I mean? Or at least people think I belong at this point. And then I would say again, when I fought Brendan Loughnane. Like, he was running through everybody in the tournament and having a pass, like knocking them out pretty quick. But you know, he was fast. And then I fought him. I fought him at his strength, and I was faster. So in my head, I was like, I'm right there. Lost the fight, split decision, but I fought like I was in the fight to the very end. So those are two like turning points. And then obviously the losing to Diego Brandao was real discouraging, because one, I was able to get signed off of a few wins and get back to the UFC, and then dealt with the split decision loss. As a free agent, you just feel like crushed. Like, man, like I'm dealing with a loss like outside of the big three promotions. Like, this is not a good look. You're just thinking that in your head. But this is a vet. You're fighting a vet who's fought everybody, and you know, you had a hard fight. It's good showing. So I was like, man, I like, is this worth it? Then I had the big moment in January, and my manager was like, we did everything we had to do. You know. So that kind of gave me like an extra spark. Like, okay, we're at least on the winning side. If I just keep going, then it's gonna happen. And then, but during that time, as I'm telling myself all the encouraging, positive things, it's like, yeah, but it's not happening. You know, like, I'm still waiting. So it's like, but I have the win. So it can happen, but it's not happening. So
So all those things.
yeah,
going
it's
in
just
your
like
head, right?
bouncing back
yeah.
and forth. And then, but I just kept sticking to it, kept making sure my weight was in the right spot. I was still getting better. And then, boom, it happened again. So I think another turning point is like right now, because after getting through all that, it's like, okay, I still have way bigger goals than everything I just did. Through all the experience, I still have like a lot bigger goals. You know, I want to be able to take care of my family as best as I can with fighting. I want to, fight the best in the world. I want to be a good representation for kids in Hawaii. All those kind of things. And through this journey, I hope a lot of kids will realize, like, it's not going to be easy. It is not going to be easy. Like, not going to be smooth. Everybody's adversity and going to hit at different times adversity. Like, some people might get it early. Some people might get them late or in the middle. So adversity and athlete development comes at different times. And you get it when you get it. Yeah. Or it clicks when it clicks too.
Yeah, I think it's just inspiring to watch as somebody from Hawaii, somebody who's just a fan of sports. That's why sports is so great. You learn so many lessons.
So much.
Yeah, and whether you're playing it or just watching somebody's career.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I love it. And the people that, aren't involved in sports or haven't played sports, I feel like, they're missing out on some things, whether that's discipline or, facing adversity. You can get that in other ways than sports, but I don't know. It's really hard not to.
I hope I give like a lot, like, people some inspiration just through, like, if they pay attention, but also, like, we get to see, like, somebody like Max who is also giving, like, big, like, inspirational moments too, because, like, for us and, like, us fighters that are aspire to do those kind of things, though, like, those weekends where he does great things or he's fighting on big stages, that Sunday workout is so much better.
Oh, you just
it's so much better because of what he just showed out. Showed us for Hawaii people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So you think in your head, like, man, if he can do that, I can do that.
I mean, yeah. But and you just seen like a good performance. You're just like, man, that was for us.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah. I love it. No, we could talk about it all day. We're gonna take a quick shishi break real quick. But before we get into that, every episode we do a giveaway, and this giveaway that's running all month is insane. It's World Cup tickets, flights to where is it at? Wherever the location is, a $2,500 gift card from Aloha Pacific Federal Credit Union. So it's a huge giveaway. For extra entries, I asked the guests to give us like a secret code or word or phrase that they can email to my assistant. So can you think of a word or phrase to share with us?
Word or phrase?
Yeah.
Grateful.
Okay, so grateful, I mean, it's always great to be grateful. Email nicole@keepitaloha.com, the word grateful, and your favorite UFC fighter, and you'll get extra 10 entries into our giveaway this month. The winner will be announced June 3rd, so yeah, go crazy. All right, mahalo, and we'll be right back.
After 175 years, some people still think we're just a ranch.
And we just farm all day.
What they don't realize is we wear many hats. And that's just how we roll.
You just might see some old friends.
Or make some new ones.
So come hang with us.
Drive on out to the country.
And get that epic snap.
No matter what you're looking for, come discover where legends are made.
All right, we're back from a quick shishi break. Mahalo to our drink sponsor, Harders Hawaii, for providing the best quality shishi here in Vegas. First time trying it.
Yeah.
It's pretty mean, huh?
Pretty good.
You said it reminded you of an alcoholic beverage.
Yeah, Maui Brewing,
Yeah.
They have a seltzer, pretty similar taste.
So this is basically the non-alcoholic version. But I've never tried that, but I love this, and the flavors are just perfect. If you've been watching the podcast recently, we've been launching a code Keep It Aloha that you can use at hardershawaii.com to get 20% off and free shipping. So whether you're in Vegas or somewhere outside of Hawaii and you want to try what we're sipping on, use the code Keep It Aloha at their website, and you can try it as well. I mean, 0 calories, 0 sugar, locally made in Hawaii, family owned and operated. There's no reason for you not to try it, and you get to support us as well here on the podcast. So go and do that. All right, let's get into the social media fan questions. First one comes from a familiar name that you probably will recognize, Cody Kamaka. This person says, do you feel pressure fighting for your people back home, or does it fuel you?
Both. There's pressure because you don't like discourage anybody like to change their plan, change their dreams. And then it fuels me because I guarantee it's evident that there's kids back home that want to fight. They want to be, they see people from where they're from that do this. So there's kids, they want to fight at a high level, do combat sports at a high level. So it fuels me that that I could be inspiring one of these kids soon,
or even your kid,
or even my kid.
Yeah.
Which
Would you
I
let
don't
them
know.
fight?
I mean, they all or at least 4 of them.
Or you just wake up in the morning, you see them just shadow box you.
Or they just first thing in the morning, he just punch me in the face.
Good morning, Pop.
Yeah.
That's so funny. Yeah, it's a good mix of both. I bet.
Yeah.
All right, and who's Cody? Is this your cousin, family member?
Is it with CODI?
CODI.
Yeah, that is my sister.
Oh, that's your sister. Okay. And then so she follows up with, a lot of people talk about Ohana, and how has that influenced your career?
I mean, through this part, it gave me all the reason to not give up. Like I mentioned earlier, like I don't want to give my kids reasons for quit, or just any sense of doubt. So, my main focus is being a good example for them, for whatever they like do.
Mm-hmm.
That I don't care what they like do. I just like them go all the way.
Mm-hmm.
Go make sure like keep going and being the best at what they want. And at least if I show them in this, even if they don't like fight, at least they know like to be good at or great at something takes a lot of work. That's just it takes a lot of work. So I just want to give them that, like, if you're gonna do something, if you want to be the best at it, it's gonna take a lot of work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm sure your family's super proud of you. As a Kamaka, I'm proud of you. Next question comes from Left Slip Sam. This person says, what was harder, your first UFC fight or the journey to get back there?
I think at those stages, the journey to get back. I think I had to think about that for like a split second. It was a journey to get back. But in the beginning, my first UFC fight, it's like this thought of unknown. Like, am I ever good enough to be there? It's like I would say like probably a kid that's trying to get to the NFL. Like yeah, that seems cool and you might be good.
Yeah.
But you don't know if you ever get called because it never happened before.
Or how you stack up against everybody else, because you could be the best.
Yeah,
player
you
in
can
your
be the
state,
best at where you at.
and then you go and
exactly.
you're like, oh, you get humbled.
And it's just it's a shock. So it was hard thinking like, will this ever happen at that moment? But the journey to get back, I had, especially this last year, or the last couple years, I had 5 kids, raising 5 kids while doing it, and obviously tough raising kids while doing any professional sport, but then also making sure like I wanted to prevail because they're watching, and then they're 9, 5, or 9, 7, and 5, so they're getting better understanding of just life in general at those stages, So if I want them to be tough and work hard, I feel like those years is really crucial, at least from what I'm seeing as a parent.
For sure. I hope the UFC pay has been getting better, because that's a lot of mouths to feed.
It is.
You might gotta like throw in some like backward heel kicks and spinning back elbows,
right?
Anything just to get the fight out of knife bonus. Does that ever come into play when you're fighting as a fighter? Like, I need to have a highlight performance so I could get this extra money.
No, I mean, it kind of like the first one, you kind of I got it in my first fight. So I kind of got this addicted feeling towards like when you're looking at the card, you're like, oh, this is mine for the taking. Like I got it
Oh,
before.
because you're looking at other fights and you're like, they're probably gonna grapple. They're gonna like.
Or just like you just like, I got it before. Like so, it's already written that I'm gonna fight hard. You know, you kind of like that's how I was the first time. So like, I just started like. My fighting style kind of changed like after the first fight in the UFC. It was like, oh, I gotta duplicate that over and over
because that's dangerous.
Good things can happen if I just do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
but then you know you start taking risk you probably shouldn't take.
Yeah.
And then
yeah. I mean, if you train and you prepare well, like you're minimizing risk as much as possible because you've trained for those type of things. So. Especially after that first stint, like I've got tremendously better, just because that's valuable experience to learn on the fly. Like I was taking short notice fights, and then winning, losing, fighting, like but also like putting all my effort, but not knowing why I lost.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So it's like you get a better understanding of like even though the quarterback just plays hard or like the receiver, like everybody just play hard, that don't mean you can win.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Or like in any sport, like just because you go super hard doesn't mean you're gonna win. It's about being smart, efficient, you know, and then knowing how to play the game.
Yeah, and the cool thing about sports too is that there's lessons in losing.
Yeah.
And even if you know. Your team lost but you had like a 200-yard game or like you lost the decision but like man you put on the most entertaining fight for the crowd and your stock actually went up.
Yeah.
You know, I think there's as much as winning is everything, it's not. It's the most like important thing on your resume.
Yeah.
But we learn so much more from losses, you know, than just the success that we find. All right. Next question comes from Everett's with 2 Z's. This person says, "Why are you such an effing hammer?"
Because I like being hammer, you know, and like
hammer,
yeah,
hammer, Hawaiian hammer. Did you see all those?
Yeah.
Waiting for yours.
I mean, the song has been used multiple times, so it's almost like So good on the guy, though.
Isaiah. Yeah, I bet you. Out of however many Hawaii fighters is in the UFC or other promotions too, somebody's about gonna use that song to walk out.
Yeah, or it's gonna be on a highlight.
I guarantee. Yeah, I guarantee. So yeah, I don't know if you knew this person or they're just a fan, but he's on hammer.
I mean, as far as like being a hammer, it's like you growing up, you like be cool.
Yeah.
But then when it becomes your profession, you see how hard it is to be a professional, then you actually got to be on hammer.
Yeah.
Because you actually got to be good. You got to maintain the professional lifestyle. You have to keep improving.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, anybody who can take a punch is on hammer to me. Like I don't know how many times I'm watching a fight and I'm like, just somebody getting kicked. I'm like, that's so sore.
It is.
Just kick me in my calf one time, I'm down.
Shin guards, I don't know if you see us train in shin guards, right?
Yeah.
To be fair, that is like the most forgiving device that we have, because when you kick in the fight, it hurts way more than in a practice.
I cannot imagine.
Like if the shin guard is good quality, it's giving you too much padding. It's almost like you buy the cheapest one.
Oh, okay, because you want to get used to it.
Yeah, but we just don't. You don't. You just.
Do you ever get used to getting hit? Like it's obviously sore, but you guys don't show it.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of adrenaline in our body.
Okay.
And then
how much do you feel and not feel in the moment?
It just depends on how much accumulation and where it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, the weirdest spots probably take the smallest spots.
Yeah.
Take the most damage. Like when you can feel them worse.
Yeah. No, it's crazy. You guys are freaking beasts. And like they said, hammers, because even that when people do that when they're tied up, even just like this.
Oh no! Like even
practicing,
practicing on a fence, that hurts.
Oh yeah, your back shirtless against the fence.
Or your head grinding on the fence.
Yeah.
Or
I'll tell you right now, I literally just did this to joke around, and that was kind of sore just for myself.
Or like when you're grappling, and then your hand, your hands is on the fence, and their back is on your hand.
Yeah.
Your hand is just getting crushed on the fence.
What is okay, so like we see the knockouts, like a head kick, maybe an elbow, a fist to, just perfectly on the button. What's like the most sore? Is it like getting hit in a weird place? Is it the calf kicks? Is it like, what's the most sore thing? At least for you.
Gratefully I haven't taken like tremendous damage in fights, but like the most sore is probably like feet.
Oh yeah. So just like even checking a kick, like stuff like that.
Well, like kicking and
like you're like this part, not like the whole entire.
Yeah,
foot,
like if you kick and you hit a wrong spot, like if I hit your knee, or I hit your elbow with my foot.
No, I know what you mean because I played soccer my whole life, and like if you like kick the ground or if you kick the ball weird and like that, this feeling when your leg is like flexed and it hits the wrong spot,
or you misjudge a kick and you only hit them with your toes.
Ooh, yeah,
yeah,
you can break your toes.
Yeah,
crazy. You guys are freaking animals. All right, next question comes from Island Tough. Oh, _ Island Tough _ This person says, what separates you from other fighters at your weight class right now?
I think my athleticism.
Mm-hmm.
I feel youthful, meaning like I feel younger, and I feel like that's due to like my upbringing of being agile, athletic. So it kind of fits my fighting style.
Mm-hmm.
So
you Filipino too?
Filipino as well.
Asian don't raisin, right? You get the Filipinos, man. You look young forever.
Yeah. So I think that's what it is. My athleticism, my speed at this part of my career, and my understanding of fighting kind of helps me, understanding my body to use my athleticism.
Mm-hmm. What do you think you would be doing if you weren't a fighter?
What I want to be doing?
What do you think you would be doing? And then I guess
I don't know. I honestly don't know, because this is all I thought about since I was like 5 years old. So I don't know. That's a scary feeling.
Well, it's cool that you're doing what you've always dreamed about. A lot of people have dreams and they're not brave enough to go after it.
Because I hear a lot of like when fighters they retire or like they struggle, so like fighting is not their identity or whatever. But for me, I feel like I grew up so young in the sport, and it's kind of paired like, at least for myself, that's how I feel, because that's all I know.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, the other thing I know is football, but that's not even in a deep dive.
Mm-hmm.
That's just from like a very broad understanding of the sport,
mm-hmm.
and not even at an expert level. So, and that's like literally the only other thing that I know.
Yeah, so
closest.
So when you retire, whenever that may be, you would probably still do something in the fighting,
in the gym,
athletics,
in the gym, yeah.
Maybe you end up coaching your son's daughter's football team.
I would say so. I think probably I don't know. I think my life goal after fighting is to figure out how I can be in the gym every day. Like whether that's having a career that allows me to be free and also go to the gym every day, or that's being in the gym as my career and kind of navigating coaching or being in a gym.
Mm-hmm.
But if I could just be in the gym every day in some capacity, that's just my life goal.
Yeah. I mean, if worse comes to worse, you can just be an influencer and do TikTok dances with your kids.
That's true.
Now, you know what actually is really just like financially, it's like a good financial move is posting, like streaming and stuff, and like content. People love the family content. Like if you guys start documenting
that's what they say. That's what they say.
I'm
But
sure out of
there's
5 kids, somebody get one really good personality.
My wife is just real hesitant because you don't know if it's the wrong day,
Yeah, that's true. Plus, it's like you're putting a lot of your private life out there. Yeah. Okay. Next question comes from Still OU Plate. I think I said that right. This person says, how do you stay grounded and connected to home while living in Vegas?
Well, how do I stay grounded? I mean, I talk to my family almost every day. Somebody from back home. We were always. I mean, luckily there's FaceTime. So for the most part, it's just staying. Yeah, I stay connected to my family back home, and whenever people are here, I try to see them as much as possible. And we're in 9th Island, so you don't feel too far away.
So many, man. You don't even know how many Hawaii connections we already had. Like, just coming here, and like our Uber driver was from Hawaii, or like going to dinner, and like the server, like their girlfriend is from Hawaii. Like, so many Hawaii connections.
Yeah, and I try, and then obviously it's not like being. I guess this could answer the question somewhat. Is I try to eat at as much local spots here as possible, just to.
Shout out 604.
Yeah, shout out 604 at the Palms, but I try to like be of aloha to all the places in Las Vegas because they have a story on why they came here.
Cool. Last question comes from _Justin Hong, our next guest on the podcast, and also the host of the Still Friends show. I think you were on their show a while ago, maybe.
Yeah.
He says, "Will you come back on Still Friends show?"
But yeah, maybe when just doing a lot of traveling and figuring out navigating through training camp, but probably.
Yeah. Maybe after every win, you just do a podcast with somebody.
Yeah.
Right? Just
probably the best time.
And you just keep working your way to Joe Rogan.
That's true. But my main goal is to get on Bussin' with the Boys. Just because I'm a big Bussin' with the Boys fan, and then Will Compton is from Nebraska, he played at Nebraska. He's from Missouri, and then and we're big fans of that podcast.
Are you connected to them in any way? Have you talked to them?
I've talked to like one of the producers, JP Hovey. He came from like filming for MMA at like Kill Cliff, and then his career kind of navigated to being one of the producers for Bussin' with the Boys. Yeah. So we've been in contact, but
you know how you get to the top and you get choke eyes. Win your next fight, call out Max. Call out Danny.
In general, we just started out with this is a big podcast to be on, in my opinion, for people of Hawaii.
I'll appreciate it. That'd be crazy if you just called out Max. So he's chilling at lightweight now, but I don't know the Connor one. I feel like maybe they might do like a catch weight or something, or
I think so. Yeah,
I don't think Connor's gonna make lightweight. That's why.
No, yeah. Or he probably just would choose not to because he can have that option.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You plan to stay? Where's like your ideal?
Yeah, 45. Yeah, I used to be at 135. That's right. Before.
Yeah. And then I guess as we age, we might go up a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just hard because these guys, like, they are huge. I mean, all of you guys, and some people walk around like 200 pounds and they're making 145, 155. I know Max is kind of.
It'll be hard to like cut tremendous amount of weight again, just because it ruins the quality of life at home, and I just have like too much going on at home to be only worried about myself, like more time diverted to myself. So, and I know like how hard it is, so I wouldn't want to put my family through that.
Yeah, well, that's nice of you.
Yeah,
but yeah, I think this is a good way for you. At least you can. I'm guessing it's more natural.
Yeah,
more natural weight. If everybody fought at their natural weight, these fights would look so different.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are there any fights that you're looking forward to, or fighters that you're fans of? Just because I know there's lots of fights coming up that's really exciting. I mean, there's the White House card. There's some Sean Strickland's fighting again.
Sean Strickland, yeah.
He's in your camp, right?
Yeah. I'm excited for that fight.
Yeah.
Sean's
so funny. Is he like that in real life? Like what we see?
He is. Like he'll talk he'll have the same conversations, but he's super nice. He's a great teammate. He'll if he feels like he can give you some advice, he's gonna give it. He's a great teammate. So
awesome.
I mean, like anything, like if he doesn't like you, you're gonna see it. But I mean, he's a great teammate to me and my family. Like he addresses my wife and kids all the time. So
that's so cool.
Yeah.
Any fighter that you're a fan of? Maybe not. You don't know them, or you like watching them.
I mean, shoot, so much. I'm a fan of everybody. Peter Yan I'm a big fan of Peter Yan.
Peter.
Who else? Ruffy. Ruffy,
Mauricio, Rufy, yeah.
Yeah, I'm a fan of every high level fighter because
Yeah.
it takes a lot to be high level.
Yeah.
Like at anything, you know.
Totally.
So I appreciate the dedication it takes to master, master like certain things. If you're a master at something, it took you a long time to develop that.
Totally.
You know?
I'm trying to be with some master portuguese and talk, have hours of talking experience. Who would be your like dream fight?
Dream fight. I don't know. This one coming up is pretty
Yeah.
dream because I get to ruin somebody's hype. You know,
Yeah.
I get to ruin somebody's hype. So and on a big stage, I don't really get too attached to the names because you might not even show up that day for whatever reason. You know, like sick, miss weight, or so like. I don't really get attached to the name, but like to get this opportunity on a big week, on a big platform, that's kind of a dream in itself.
Mm-hmm. You know how like for us we write down goals, we manifest. We're like, okay, make X amount of money this year, or like get this guest on, and then eventually get this on, or travel to this place. So for you guys kind of map it out. It's like, okay, fight Luke Riley, and the next one you already have a kind of a name, and then fight this one. Okay, you get like a 3-fight win streak, and then at that point get like a ranked fighter. Do you guys look that far ahead?
I mean, I guess kind of you want to have small goals to help you like stay on track. But as far as like the way, I mean, I've always just want to keep climbing, so and keep making improvements. So I mean, I do see some guys that they kind of make goals like that, which is good because I've started to do some of that. Is like, okay, like, you know, how much fights I want to get in this year. Obviously, you want to come on wins, and then like how fast do you want to break into the rankings? So there's kind of stuff like on a back of your mind with like timelines and stuff.
Okay, cool. Well, mahalo everybody for the social media fan questions. Make sure you leave some for our next guest, and maybe your question will make it on the podcast. All right, so we're coming to the back end of the podcast, and I like to ask all of my guests the same question about keeping it aloha. It's the name of the podcast. It's something I try to do every day of my life. So I want to know, in your life, how do you keep it aloha?
How do I keep it aloha? Man, I try to be a good example for my kids. If I know I can raise good people, then I think I'm doing. I got 5 tries. Then I feel like I'm doing a good job as far as like keeping it aloha. And if I can raise five kids and to be good adults, great adults, hard workers, and show them like where I came from and the journey that I had, because they're on this journey with me. They moved back, then they moved back to Vegas. So keeping it low, I mean, just being true to myself and staying grounded with being a family man. I think that's how my name came, Fighting Hawaiian. Like I was in Nebraska wrestling, so that's kind of how they already knew I was a fighter. So they called me like the Fighting Hawaiian. You know, you got the Flying Hawaiian.
Yeah,
it's kind of like a.
I was just talking to him earlier, trying to get him on the pod for next time.
Exactly. But like his name also, some other guys take that name, right? Which is kind of what I want for the Fighting Hawaiian. Not in a sense where you take the name or whatever if you do, but it's more of a fighting spirit, right? Like the Fighting Irish. You know what that is. Tough, fighting spirit for the Irish. And that's kind of what I want for the Fighting Hawaiian, meaning all of us are fighting Hawaiians, like it's the fighting spirit of a Hawaiian with aloha, and that's just what I want to exemplify. Like I want a lot of people to wear my stuff, the Fighting Hawaiian, for themselves. What does that's a fighting spirit. Just like any culture, there's a fighting spirit, and I feel like ours comes with a lot of aloha too.
I love that. That's awesome. I love for sharing that. When you say you have 5 chances, because you get 5 kids, I just see 5 chances at a first round draft pick. That's all I'm thinking of.
True.
So start training them. Just start them young.
Or NIL.
And
You
start
start earlier.
Yeah. I know you watch podcasts with your wife. Maybe she'll watch this. So, I want to know how you met her, and maybe you have a message for her because the mother of your children, and as any man, going through trying to build an empire, we always have to have a good support system. Our partner, our family and friends, but it's really good to have your person next to you along this journey. So
Yeah.
how'd you meet, and share a little message with her just in case she watches it?
I mean, I met her at Kamaka schools. We were dating since we were 14 years old. But I think my message to her is that, it's been a crazy journey, and I'm grateful and blessed to have you along this journey with me all the way. And happy Mother's Day. And, the best is yet to come. This life is crazy. And, she knows this firsthand. But I think that we have a lot more ahead of us.
Yeah. When I was asking about how did you guys end up together? Like you're in high school, you ask her to prom or what?
No,
you flexing with your lifted Yoda gold chain.
I told one of her best friends that I liked her, so I just kind of did it that way, and then snowball effect from there.
It's kind of old school way. Yeah.
Made it easy on myself. Told a friend.
And then they're just like, hey,
yeah, they kind of relayed the message for me.
Okay, and then I guess it worked out.
Yeah, it worked out.
Yeah. one shot, then boom.
Yeah.
All right. We talked about the word for the extra entries as being grateful. So I want to know in your life, what are you most grateful for?
I think I am most grateful for my wife. I found her at a very young age, but we're here now at 31. A lot of people are like, man, you guys got lucky. Yeah, but you guys got lucky, and we did, or I did, because she gave up a lot. She assimilated her life to just be my dreams and trying to make it happen. From a very young age, from when we were in college, she changed up her dreams to just navigate how we're gonna make my dreams possible.
Man, that's awesome. Well, shout out to, what's your name?
Amber.
Yeah. Okay. Shout out to you, Amber. You're a great mother, great wife. All right. So what do you hope viewers take from this episode?
I mean, what I hope they take from this episode, development. That's one that I've been kind of telling people in general, is development in athletes or development in life, maturing comes at different stages. So yeah, I feel like you got maturing and growing in whatever profession you're in. It takes time, and it can happen sooner, but it can happen later. And I just want you the viewers to understand everybody's journey is different, and if you really love something, try to understand it from every angle as much as possible, and don't rush. I mean, you want to get there as fast as you can, but also try not to cut as much corners.
Yeah. You guys aren't Max's kid. No need rush. All right. Thank you for sharing that. What is one thing you wish people knew about you that they don't?
One thing they knew about me that they don't.
Yeah. Or you wish they knew about you that they don't. Or maybe something people misunderstand about you.
I don't know.
It's a thinker.
Try ask the question one more time, just
So what is one thing you wish people knew about you that they don't, or something they misunderstand about you? For example, I do this podcast and people probably think I'm extroverted, but I like to be at home and just not be around people or socialize. That's something that people probably wouldn't think.
I don't know. I guess from an athletic standpoint, a lot of people probably don't think that I wrestled in because of my fighting style. Mm-hmm. So I guess that's just something that would maybe if a lot of people understood that I wrestled in college, it would probably give them a better understanding of why I approach fights certain way, or at least I'm really confident in my takedown defense.
that's actually probably plays in your favor as a fighter, because they probably, like, if they don't do their research, they don't know that you have a wrestling background.
But it's also my fault too, because I also don't show them much to why they would believe I wrestle.
Hey, we just like to bang. We like to stand. All right. Before we start to wrap up, do you have a life hack you can share with us?
Yeah, I do. I talked over with my kids this morning.
Oh, right on.
Because this is the life hack that I give them, and
nice.
I give them like this. I guess I call it 3 B's, and I don't know how I came up with it, but it seems to work for them. It's to be smart, be clean, be safe. Because in anything, just like say we was at Zippy's and you're a kid and you spilled the water cup or you drink, if that happens, I'll ask them, were you being smart? Were you being safe? Were you being clean? If you ask yourself if I ask them all those 3, they'll probably end up not answering, like not able to say they did one. They weren't being smart. Were they being or safe? They did all 3. Like in anything they do, any decision, I try to ask them, like, is it smart? Is it safe? Is it clean? Is clean hygiene? You're probably making the best decision possible. If it's the smartest decision, it's probably clean and it's probably safe. If it's the safest decision, it's probably clean and it's smart. So I kind of asked them those 3, and if they answer 1, they good chances that they answered 2 or 3 of them with and then so they kind of learn.
Oh, that's cool. I've never heard that. That's a very great life hack.
Be smart, be safe, be clean.
Yeah, the 3 B's.
And then I asked them this morning, I was like, Kavana and Kulia, I got to give them one life hack or one quote. What is something that I always tell? What is the one thing I tell you guys all the time? And then they said that. Be smart, be safe, be clean.
Oh, okay, nice.
So
I thought it was going to be a joke, like they said. Like you said, get to your room or something.
But then that gave me assurance that they at least remember
they're listening.
They at least remember it. But I guess good. And then I'll give another one, because I wanted to give like a quote that I always remember, right? And then the one that kept coming back is one from Nick Saban, when he's like, mediocre people don't like high achievers don't like mediocre people. And that's a safe one, because it's just a mindset. Like, mediocre people don't like high achievers because they work too hard. And high achievers don't like mediocre people because they're lazy. Yeah. So if you fall into one of those categories and you're offended, that's on you.
Totally. I love that you shared that. I mean, because as someone with a platform, and we have, in my opinion, high-level guests, and people who are doing very amazing things in my eyes, at the very least. And then you got the couch critics. You got the people who always got a problem or an issue with something, and those people, they ain't doing it. Yeah, they're just complaining. They're not doing the work, and it's hard for somebody who does a lot to like see people that you're close with, or just see strangers online who are just like complaining, or just like, I don't know, just not being their best version of themselves. And as I guess I don't believe I'm mediocre. You don't believe you're mediocre, and I say that in hopefully not looking not humble. But it's when you constantly see that, and you see the discrepancy between the two spectrums, it's like, it's hard not to get annoyed and hard to keep it aloha, at least for me, and when I see online. But shout out to Nick Saban for like nailing that on the head.
And if you see that quote, like, that one is most like, that's the one like quote that you see all the time from his videos, and it sticks because that's a mindset. That's a mindset. You shouldn't be offended by that if you're a high achiever. Yeah. You know what I mean? And then if you're mediocre, you're getting like you don't like guys that work hard.
Yeah, well, because they're doing better than you.
They're doing better.
And that's why you're complaining.
Yeah. And the high achievers don't like mediocre people because you look lazy. Yeah. You know, so for me, that's why I want to share that, because that's just a mindset. It's if you think you're a high achiever, you're probably gonna do great things because you're working hard.
Yeah. And even if like people are doing things that are, I guess, maybe viewed as mediocre, but do that thing to the best of your ability. If you're just a janitor and cleaning the floor is all you do, clean that floor like nobody else has ever cleaned that floor. You know, I think that's like the mindset that I have. Like, I'm not the most talented person. I'm probably not the most athletic, but whatever I'm doing, if it's podcasting, if it's just playing pickup basketball, I'm going to give my all and be the best I can be at that. And I think if you're doing that, then that's fine.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like effort just carries over.
Yeah.
I mean, it becomes like almost like an attitude, right? Like,
yeah, for sure.
Like, I mean, if you clean, the way somebody acts in their profession will probably reflect how their room looks.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
They're just saying the way you do anything is how you do it. Everything.
Yeah. And I mean, I'm not saying you're not going to run into a messy room at some point.
Yeah.
But overall, like, you're probably going to like your house dirty too if you're lazy. I mean,
yeah,
you're not going to care as much.
And then you're not going to be smart. You're not going to be clean.
Or you're not going to be safe.
There you go. All right, so I have my last fast 5 questions. These are just rapid fire answers, okay?
Okay.
Favorite post-fight meal?
Favorite post-fight meal? Used to be a lao, but now it's like a burger.
Okay, from where?
From it. I guess I'll say In-N-Out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We haven't eaten it In-N-Out on this trip, but I don't even know when's the last time I ate In-N-Out. We have one in Hawaii now.
Oh, really?
Wow, it just opened up, I think, by Makali. Yeah. I don't eat that, but I've had it and I remember the sauce is really good. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, favorite guilty pleasure.
Favorite guilty pleasure. Oh, I would say ginger ale.
Oh, ginger ale.
It's,
Wow.
I mean, it's probably not the worst, but
I usually get it on flights.
oh yeah.
Because they offer it.
That's like my soda fix. Is ginger ale.
Have you ever had Poppy?
No, I had Olipop.
Oh, same thing. Yeah.
Is that the same?
Poppy's another brand, but
Yeah,
we
but-
like Poppy.
Oh, I
better.
don't like. I don't. My wife gave it to me one time. I was like,
Well, it depends what flavor you're trying. Because there's
Ginger ale.
flavor. Oh,
The ginger-
a ginger ale flavored Olipop?
yeah.
Oh,
It was-
okay.
It wasn't that good.
Try the Doc Pop.
Doc-
The Poppy. It's
That's probably a
kinda like
safer route.
It's
to
probably
go.
like it's like Dr. Pepper,
Mhm.
but because I don't drink anything but water, Harders, and basically Poppy. Like that's the only things I drink.
Yeah.
But-
See, like I don't drink anything but water and ginger ale.
Yeah, that's funny. Okay, favorite travel destination.
Favorite travel destination. Newport Beach.
Oh, nice. What's
Yeah.
over there?
I traveled a lot there to Ruka with
Oh,
the owner,
nice,
Pat
nice,
Tenori.
nice,
yeah,
yeah.
I've stayed with him a bunch.
Oh, super cool. Gotta get him on the pod one day. Next one. Favorite thing to do when you're not training.
Favorite thing to just be able to do something where my kids enjoying themselves.
Mm-hmm.
If my kids enjoying themselves, then I actually get to enjoy not training.
Okay. Is in the sense of like they're occupied and you can do your own thing, or
No, like
you love seeing
like
them?
yeah, like if they're having a good
Yeah.
time and like it allows us to have a good time too.
I see. Yeah.
Because I kind of have fun if they
Crying
grumpy.
and yeah. Okay, got you. Okay, and then favorite thing about Vegas.
Favorite thing about Vegas, it's a 9 island. So meaning like the cuisine is not hard to find. Comfort. You don't like it's not a total culture shock.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's my favorite thing about Vegas.
Yeah.
I mean, if I was further away, like from Hawaii, one flight or less people, living in Vegas would be much tougher.
Yeah, I mean, it's you don't have to go too far to see somebody in slippers or a Hawaii's Finest shirt or
Yeah, I
some,
mean,
some giveaway that they're from
Hawaii's
Hawaii.
Finest is here
Yeah,
now, so it's
yeah.
like there's so much ways to find comfort in Vegas being a Hawaiian.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably the best place to live if you're not in Hawaii. As
Totally,
far as like
yeah.
comfort, right? Like,
Totally, yeah.
it's one flight away from home.
Yeah, for 5-6 hours.
Yeah.
Come on, Hawaiian Airlines.
Yeah.
Best airlines in biz. Make sure you guys enter their giveaways. Do you have the Hawaiian Airlines MasterCard? I'm not. This is not an
I
ad or
don't know.
anything.
I don't.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No, just because they're giving away 1 million points every month, like at most points for just like anytime you use your card, like you get points into the giveaway. So every week they give away like 100,000 at most points, and then every month 1 million points. So
Oh wow.
I know it's crazy giveaway. A lot of crazy giveaways happening this year. Let me find the Pokemon cards. All right, so before we close the podcast, We always rip some Pokemon cards. Have you ripped a pack before growing
Never.
up? Never? Too busy punching people.
I mean, usually that, playing football. I wasn't even into like pogs.
What?
I used to just watch.
So you don't
like,
gamble probably.
I don't gamble at
Yeah,
all. That's why that's-
Pogs taught us how to gamble.
I don't gamble.
Your gamble is in your career.
Yeah.
And getting in the octagon or the ring with somebody. All right, so I don't know if you know, people are just super hyped on Pokemon. I'm sure you've seen Max, right? Him
Yeah.
and Alessa.
That's
they're
how
into it.
being more aware of it
Yeah.
is like the athletes starting to get into it.
Yeah, exactly. So, you know, the cool thing about this is it's nostalgic. There's the investing side. There's the gambling side
Yeah.
of hitting a, like, we could open this
What's
and get
the
like
gambling
a two.
side?
So we open it and we're trying to chase. We're trying to get like that $200
Oh yeah,
card.
sort of investing in the pack.
And then, but if you keep it sealed over time, it goes up. So this pack could be worth like $20 next year.
Oh, but
You
we're
know?
gonna open it. So.
We're gonna open it because we're gamblers.
Yeah,
we're here in
yeah.
Vegas. So I'm show you how. So just rip it like this. You make a little puka at the top.
Oh shoot! How'd you rip it? Just
At the top, you just make a little puka. So if you get that,
Yeah.
so here I'll show you. So you go like this, and you kind of
oh okay.
do like that. Here, help you out. There you go. And then this card you just put on the ground. That's just a player's card.
This one.
Yeah, and then we like to guess the type of energy or the color. So it's kind of this basic color. So I'll guess like green for leaf. Okay, so it's purple for psychic. So you just guess a color.
Blue.
Okay, wait, Steel. All right, and then we show it to the camera, and then you kind of reveal it like this.
The next ones.
Yeah, so the good hits, the good cards are in the back.
Okay.
So the last three, so you see how it gets shiny?
Yeah.
And then the last one. Okay, so you see how it looks different? So that's a hit.
Oh okay.
So
okay.
I got a better card. So we'll see what you got.
So here.
You can give it to your kids after too, if they like it.
They don't know nothing about Pokemon.
But it's cool. The art is cool.
Oh yeah, the card.
Yeah.
They'll probably start learning after they watch this podcast, and then when I get them,
I'm sorry if they start asking you to buy Pokemon cards because it's expensive.
I think I'll give this to them.
Oh, nice.
Right as they watch this, so they understand.
Okay. Nice. So that was your hit, the one that right before.
This one.
You see how it's like a full art card?
Yeah.
Yeah. So those are worth more. So that one's probably a couple dollars.
And then what is this one?
And then that's just the end. That's
Oh.
just the last one. But yeah, so you learn more, but you got a hit. That's sick.
Nice.
That's awesome. Thanks for doing that. All right, so that's pretty much all we got. I'll give these to you too, and you can give it to
Thank
your
you.
kids. But is there anything else you want to share? If not, tell us where we can find you.
You can find me on Instagram, Facebook, very minimal. But yeah, July 11th, Luke Riley, International Fight Week at T-Mobile. I'm very excited for. Hoping for Conor Max as the main event.
And it's
So-
it's here. T-Mobile's here. in
T-Mobile,
Vegas,
yeah. Yep.
Nice. Okay. Well, we're rooting for you. If you need any support, let us know. I'll be watching.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'll be doing something else with money on that fight probably. But seriously stoked on that you're back in the UFC.
Thank
and
you.
Mahalo for taking time to do this.
Grateful for what you're doing for the Hawaii people. It just gives them some, get to share their story from on a local but growing podcast. It gives us, like, obviously you're trying to share people's stories on how they became what they became.
Yeah,
So,
I mean,
and we're from Hawaii.
We have beautiful stories, and we're just a couple local boys trying to make it big, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, so mahalo Kai for joining us on the Keep It Aloha podcast. Spread love, be kind to one another, and mahalo for listening to us today. We have new episodes every Thursday, so make sure you follow us and leave a review. I'm your host, Kamaka, and remember to always keep it aloha.